Of course, what you just experienced is my mob tower. Goes up to level 125, starts at level, I think, 65. It's got 13 delicious levels in it, not counting the roof, but the roof's not a level that I have organized to be a trap. There has to be a certain amount of distance between you and the enemy spawn for the enemies to spawn. So I think that distance is, I've heard 60, I've heard 80. So this is about what you can expect. Now I could extend this downward, probably another 10 levels, but if I did that, then some levels wouldn't spawn. Unless you had a ledge here and a friend, and he just stood here and encouraged them to spawn here, and then you were down below with the collection, which my collection is here, and I've got somebody in there collecting, so I'm not going to bug them. But you've seen mob towers with other YouTube videos, so I'm not going to really bore you with the mechanics of it. It's just, this is the inside. Ooh, this happens sometimes. They'll die and the glitch will happen and it'll pop up here. So every once in a while I always check it out. But then the flow is really easy. It just comes down here, But some people really make it elaborate. You know, you stand here and then it all goes down in trenches. I just did it all in dirt. So, and I made sure the flow was perfect so there's no dead zones. And you could actually ride this if you want, you know. Sometimes something gets caught up in here too, so you can actually go up in there and check it out if you wanted to. But you can ride it, and it's no big deal. So, oopsie, you get a little caught there, but then the items don't get caught, and then you fall down and you flow. The items flow right to this guy who's collecting, but I'll let him collect his share. If you stand here, you could actually fish here. If you aim right at that waterfall and the bobber hits this area, you can fish, and you can collect fish right there. So if I'm doing farming with the mob tower, I'll also fish. And there's one more item I wanted to show you. Of course, you've seen this. PDW 2KX did this. The only thing different is that there's that pyramid in the back, and then my mob tower now. This is that temporary shack that I've donated nicely to people who need stuff here. And let's I'll come right back with the sandstone pit. It's not that exciting, but I just want to show it off because why not? This is YouTube, and that's what you do. And here we are at Penn Island. The island is nothing but a bunch of dirt just mounted up over this ice biome, this snow biome here. And strangely enough, I'm not sure what those shadows are in the background. Actually, I never really explored that too well. Maybe he built tunnels here, and I just don't know about them. Anyway, this isn't my build, but this is Penn Island, and it's all dirt, making it really big. He made a hotel there just for shits and biscuits, you know, and my inventory is like this because if I camp that mob tower, I usually extend this out and I'll collect everything but maybe 16 stacks of string and then the rest gunpowder. I don't care about the bone zeros or the stupid zombie meat, the rotten flesh that you get, so I let that stuff despawn. Because I only want that, and I'll let it sit there idle for overnight, and I'll come back, and before I get logged off the server, you know, usually with like a server reset or something, I'll have maybe 5 to 8 stacks and almost a full thing of string. So anyway, you follow these tracks, and you're gonna get to the sandstone quarry. I found this area. It's a natural sandstone beach. Not every beach has sandstone under it, but this one did. So, oh yeah, if you run and then jump in a too high area, you really go spastic and you go a lot faster. This I think was sabotaged by, I don't want to say Enderman, but maybe someone just smacked this away to be stupid. But here's the sandstone quarry. Working really hard at this place. Got a lot of sandstone, got a lot of sand, and I used that sand as you saw on my chest in my previous episode for TNT. It goes pretty far. If you just walk this, if you count the torches, each torch is 4, and it doesn't really start here. It starts 2 up from here. So anyway, you can count these torches if you want. I'm not gonna bother to do it, but you can count all of these plus 2, and you know how long it is. And crafting table. And of course there is, because you have to have shovels and pickaxes to do this. And of course it ends 1 pass. So it's actually 3 passes. It's actually almost 1 more torch than what you counted. I didn't put any torches here, so you can't count. But it goes up to here. I almost don't want to extend it further because I'll go into this mountain. There's not going to be any sand or sandstone up there. But I do want to extend it because the mountain goes at an angle that way, and there's still a bunch of delicious sand here. And I'm just getting more dirt. But the sand continues on there, and obviously, and so will the sandstone. And that's why I might still want to extend that further. But extending it the other way, the long way, if I keep extending it this way, it won't be long or wide. It'll be evenly an even box. But this way, there still is quite a bit of sand as well. If I extend this out further this way, this looks to be like dirt. Yeah, this is just dirt. So I think that I've actually come to almost the end of the sand biome here before it starts filtering into the mountain. I won't say mountain, but I'll say land. There still is sand here. But I might extend this up to here, but no further. I mean, there is sand that way, but it's more and more getting to be dirt. And the whole goal of this is to collect sand, and then by a byproduct I get sandstone. Well, actually, the original intent of this was to make sandstone, because I wanted a whole chest of it. But now that I have a full chest, it's just getting sand. We found a cave system underneath. 8-Bit and myself, so he professionalized this little passageway. But then right here, we're not going to do much else with this. I'm not going to do much else with this. This isn't my cave. We just found it, so... and this is actually the same cave as the one up at the beginning of the sandstone pit as well. And as you can see, I'm starving to death. I'll have to eat some flesh, but I don't have any on me. But there used to be little steps here going up, but I got rid of them because there's no need to have them anymore. There's actually a spawner down here, and I think it's a zombie spawner. So if you ever need food, yeah, there it is. Now you don't actually have to do this. You can put torches directly on the spawner, but this has class. This is like a big birthday cake. No, not really. No, I do that. I used to do that all the time. Now I just put torches directly on the box because I don't like actually destroying the boxes. I think it has more class this way. But anyway, this is a little mine that we don't give a crap about. I don't give a crap about. But it's here. It's in the sandstone pit. And this is the quarry. It's just getting bigger and bigger because we need sand. And it's kind of funny how that is not me. That's a natural sand dirt barrier. I didn't do that. And that actually extended that way. And this gravel was natural too. So I might make another quarry on the other side of the road because there's a bunch of sand that way as well. But in all actuality, a safe room, if we're going to mine, we got a bed and some chests and things. It's not important. Anything in that chest is some cobble and some tools. Because there's a bunch of sand this way, a lot. So... and it starts here, so this is all sand. Then I don't have to put the dirt up there for a long time, so I actually was thinking about extending it this way, filling this in. I fill this in slowly and then dig, and then fill it in slowly and dig. It's kind of slow, but it's very efficient. So I believe this is exactly everything I have done on Minecraft on my server. Well, it's not everything. I could tour the roads, but the roads take so long to tour. And I'm not quite sure how to speed it up. I'm using virtualdub to compress from fraps, and I don't really know how to use virtualdub to speed up a part of the video. I've seen tutorials how to do it, but it's really confusing. Maybe I should find a different video compression software that just you can take a selection, start selection in, and say speed this up. But virtualdub is free, so I really can't expect a whole lot from a free software. And this is where I get some of my resources. This is my other magic spot. You saw the tree farm, you saw the mob tower, now you see the sandstone pit. And I think I'll show you, I won't walk towards it. After I'm done talking here, I'll just edit out and cut to it, but I have a string farm as well. And you will see the string farm has a very similar design. So we'll warp to that, and I'll get back with you in a second. Here we are once again at the double doors of doom. Well, anyway, when I was walking down here initially, you probably saw doors that I did not point out to you. I didn't specify them. I didn't point to them and say, hey, look, there's doors here, but you saw these. I'll explain those to you. That's where we're going. But I'm going to show you exactly the progression totally. As you know, all that stuff's down here. But when I came up through here, I originally made this like sort of a home. So there was actually stuff, a lot of chests here and things, this little room and stuff. But I had doors here. This was like a mine section. But anyway, I came out through here, and this was actually a cave. And the only reason I'm going to show this to you is because I had found a zombie spawner not too far from the skeleton spawner. It's right here, and I trapped it for feathers originally, but now they don't give feathers. They just give rotten flesh. I tend to find spawners pretty close to one another. This must be... This is like 1.43 chunk that was generated. Anyway, I decided... I had found a spider spawner and then wanted to link it back to this place. And when I was doing it, I didn't quite remember where my cave was, so up here there's a bit of twists and turns. And of course there was a second track here because of the glitch where you could put a minecart here. See, this would go up and then it stopped, and that would glitch you out and you go really fast. But now that that glitch has been totally removed, these buttons aren't useful anymore because lag on a server can actually sometimes make them not work. But redstone torches always work. And all you need is one for a whole line of them, so that's nice too. So I put power rails because I had gold to do it, and this was my track. But this is in reverse. I actually came the other way for this because this cave system was here, and so I just hollowed out a little road piece here for this track because I was following the cave back to where my door was from my home. This came later because then I realized, a lot later actually, 1.72, actually 1.8. Now I just recently I said, you know what, this track is really close to that tunnel. So then when I checked the coordinates, and then I realized, yeah, I could have put a door here the whole time. I could have stopped the damn tracks right here and saved all that rail. But anyway, this goes on. It actually isn't that bad. I think it goes on for about a couple hundred, and that's it. But almost at a direct angle, because I originally found this spawner at someone else's property, you could say. It wasn't really my fault. I wasn't trying to poke in on his dungeons. I wasn't trying to poke in on his cave. But as I was building Old Cobble Way, I actually put a link to his little house, and when I did that, there was actually there was actually a cave system open at the top, and that bugged me. So I was actually filling the top to make it smooth so we wouldn't fall in and hurt ourselves, but I was actually curious to know where it went, and this is actually where my thing stopped, and there was a booster here originally. But when I found out that it went down to here, there was some unexplored area in his cave. The torches only went so far, and I was hearing spiders. Back then you could use F3 to look at tags to find out where monsters were, and I originally had found a spider spawner near his dungeon, but this actually really wasn't his dungeon. This was a piece that he had never hollowed out from his cave, from his mine. So what I did was I actually had linked it. I think this stairway goes up, and it actually links, and there's some dirt here that doesn't need to be there, but I think I actually linked these stairs into his mine. Actually, yeah, I built a ladder here later, and then I realized that you need to have a space there to walk. But then here, this is his place, I think. No, this is actually when I was building the spawner. But back in there is his cave. So, building the spawner trap. You can't build spawners. So, I linked this to his cave and actually put a sign. There's a sign up there that says, I'm glad I explore with logs, because I was actually building torches and things. But anyway, this comes up here, and this is the spider trap. This is my other magic spot where I farm string. And, that's failed attempts. I did a ton of different designs over the course, and this was the only design that I actually wanted to stick with, the one that I gave you a tutorial on. And as you can see, it looks very similar. Matter of fact, it's an identical match. The only thing different is that I didn't put dirt here. After they fall that one piece, I didn't actually dirt this area up after the two sections. Oh shit, they're coming. Because I could have blocked off more light that way. But you do actually lose some string. As you can see this in action, some of the string does actually filter up through here and touch this lava, and you lose it. But it's actually a fair trade-off, considering it's a very steady supply of string. But not every spider that dies drops string. So I kind of want to get up in here to see if... Oh shit, no I don't. But here's some string that's flowing down. And this is definitely the trap that works, and you can see in action it really does work. This is everything. This is basically everything. Everything. My mine, my tavern, my sandstone pit, everything. So I got nothing else for you for now from Minecraft. if we build some colossal project in the future, I'll let you know. For the new map especially, I'll redesign the tavern, and I'll probably give you a tiny little walkthrough of that if PDW doesn't beat me to it. So, thanks for watching this little addendum to the Minecraft of everything else I've done, and I'll see you guys later.